Good day, sir. So, today, enter our activity. So, I have a book. And, yeah. Number 1. Hey. Certain fundamentals of called postulates underlying auditing theory. Which of the following is not postulates of auditing? Letter A. No long-term contract exists between the auditor and the management of enterprises under audit. Letter B. Economic assertion can be verified. Letter C. The auditors act exclusively as an auditor. And letter D. An audit has a benefit only to the owners. So, here in books, letter A. No long-term conflicts exist between the auditor and the management of the enterprises under audit. So, as stated here in the book, that yes, that is correct. Because there is no long-term conflict between the author and the client management, and it should be short-term conflict may exist regarding to the application of auditing procedures and accounting principles. But in the end, both the auditor and the management must be interested in the fair presentations of the financial statement. So correct and number letter A rather. Correct. Letter B, economic assertions can be verified. As stated here in book, audit functions operate on the assumptions that all financial data are verifiable. So it is correct. Economic assertions can be verified because all balances reported in the financial statement must have supporting documents or evidence to prove their validity. So yeah, it's correct. Letter C. The auditor acts exclusively as an auditor. So the correct answer of number 1 is letter D. An audit has a benefit only to the owners. Number 2. In all cases, audit report must A. be signed by the individual who performed the audit procedures. Letter B. Certify the accuracy of the quantitative information which was audited. Letter C. Communicate the auditor's finding to the general public. And letter D. Inform readers of the degree or correspondence between the quantifiable information and the established criteria. So my answer is letter D. Inform readers of the degree of correspondence between the quantifiable information and established criteria. So why I chose letter D, inform readers of the degree of correspondence between the quantifiable information and established criteria, because auditors will also be required to report and explain judgment about events or conditions identified in the course of the audit that may cast significant doubt on the entity ability to continue as a going concern and whether they constitute a material uncertainty. So that's why I choose D. Number 3. The auditor communicates the results of his work or her work through the medium of the A. Engagement letter, B. Audit report, C. Management letter, letter D. Financial report. So my answer is audit report. Because in that way, auditor communicates the result of his work through the medium of that audit report, in the audit report. Number 4. As used in auditing, which of the following statement best describe assertions? I choose letter C because assertions are representations made by an entity about economic actions and events. Thus, auditor's overall objectives is to determine whether these assertions are valid. So it should be fairness of the financial statement. And in order to achieve this objective, the auditor obtains relevant evidence that will either corroborate or refute the assertions. So that is my answer. Number 5. Expertise that distinguish auditors from accountant is in the A. Ability to interpret generally accepted accounting principles. Letter B. Requirements to possess educations beyond the bachelor degree. Letter C. Accumulate an interpretation of evidence. Letter D. Ability to interpret ESC statement. So in accounting, auditors should accumulate an interpretation of evidence, not just to eliminate a bias about some information. So as accountants or auditor, it should be accumulate an interpretation of evidence. So that is my answer. Number 6. The framework for auditing and related services as addressed by PSA excludes are A. Review, B. Tax services, C. Compilations, D. Agreed upon procedure. So my answer is letter B. Tax services. So number 7. It refers to the level of auditor satisfaction as the reliability of an assertion being made by one party to use by another party. Letter A. Confidence level. Letter B. Reasonableness level. Letter C. Assurance level. And letter D. Tolerable level. So my answer is letter C. Assurance level. I choose assurance level because a level of assurance is defined by accounting standard, and it describes the degree of confidence the process leading up to and including in authentications. The greater the RAS association with the or in use authentications, the higher the level of assurance recommended. So, as stated, it refers to the level of auditor satisfaction. So, my answer is letter C. Number 8. Number 8. Indicate the level of assurance provided by audit and related services. So, letter A have high, moderate, none, and none. Letter B high, none, none, and none. Letter C negative, moderate, none, and none. Letter D absolute, high, limited, and none. So the choices are audit if the level of assurance have audit, if the level of assurance have review, or agreed upon procedures or compilation. So my answer is letter A. Because in assurance there is a high audit, and in level of assurance or audit related service there is a moderate review only, and in agreed upon procedures there is no in assurance level that provided in audit, and there is no compilation. So my answer is letter A. Number 9. Which of the following is the true of the report based on agreed upon procedures? The choices are letter A. The report is restricted to those parties who have agreed upon Letter A. The report is restricted to those parties who have agreed to the procedures that have to be performed. Letter B. The CPA provides the recipients of the report limited assurance as to reasonableness of assertions presented in the financial information. Letter C. The report states that the auditor has not recognized any basis that requires revision of financial statement. Letter D. The report should state that the procedure performed are limited to analytical procedures and inquiry. So my answer is letter A. The report is restricted to those parties who have agreed to the procedures to be performed. It is true, based on the book that I have read upon. Read. Number 10. Which of the following is an objective overview engagement? Letter A. Expressing positive opinion that our financial information is presented in conformity with the general accepted accounting. Letter B. Expressing a limited assurance to users who have agreed as to the procedure that will be performed by the CPA. Letter C. Reporting whether materials modifications should be made to such financial statement to make them conform with generally accepted accounting principles. Letter D. Reporting that the financial statement in all materials respects fairly present the financial positions and operating result of the client. So my answer is letter C. Reporting whether materials modifications should be made to such financial statement to make them conform with general accepted accounting principles. Number 10. According to the Philippine standard on auditing, the procedures employed in doing compilations are letter A. Designed to enable the accountant to express a limited assurance. Letter B. Designed to enable the accountant to express a negative assurance. And letter C. Not designed to enable the accountant to express any form of assurance. And letter D. Less extensive than review procedures but more extensive than agreed upon procedures. My answer is letter C. Not designed to enable the accountant to express any form of assurance. Number 12. Any service in which the CPA firm issues a written communication that expresses a conclusion with respect to the reliable of written assertion that is responsible of another party is letter A. Accounting and bookkeeping service. Letter B. Management advisory service. Letter C. Attestation service. And letter D. Tax service. My answer is letter C. Attestation service. Why? Because I choose attestation service. Because the CPA delivers an attestation report with the conclusion about reliability of the data. So it should not be wrong. It should be reliable. So number 13. The three types of attestation service are letter A. Audit review and compilation. Letter B. Audit compilation and other attestation service. Letter C. Reviews compilation and other attestation service. Letter D. Audit reviews and other attestation reviews service. So my answer is letter D. There should be audits and there should be review, and also there should have another or other attestation services. 14. Which of the following is not primarily category of attestation report? Letter A. Compilation report. Letter B. Reviews report. Letter C. Audit report. And letter D. Special audit report based on the basis of accounting other than generally accepted accounting principles. So my answer is letter A. There's no compilation report. Number 13. The primary goal of the CPA in performing the attest function is to A. Detect a fraud. B. Examine individual transactions so that the auditor may certify as to their validity. Letter C. Determine whether the client's assertions are fairly stated. Letter D. Assure the consistent application of correct accounting procedures. So my answer is letter D. I mean C. Why I choose letter C? As stated, assertions are unfairly stated. It should be true because that is the primary goal of CPA in performing the attest function. Number 16. Which of the following criteria is unique to the independent auditor attest function? Letter A. General competence. Letter B. Familiarity with the particular industry of each client. Letter C. Due to professional care. Letter D. Independence. My answer is independence. Number 17. Assurance engagement. Letter A is an engagement in which a practitioner is engaged to issue or does issue a written communication to express a conclusion about the reliable of a written assertion that is responsibility of another party. Letter B is a systematic process of objectivity, obtaining and evaluating evidence regarding assertion about economic actions and events to ascertain the degree of correspondence between those assertions and established criteria and communicating the result to interested users. Letter C is an engagement in which the auditor provides a moderate level of assurance that the information subject to the engagement is free of material misstatement And letter D is an engagement intended to enhance the credibility of information about the subject matter by evaluating whether the subject matter confirms in all material respect with sustainable criteria, thereby improving the likelihood that the information will meet the needs of the intended users. My answer is letter D. Number 18. The single feature that most clearly distinguished auditing attestation and assurance is A. Type of service, B. Training required to the performance service, C. Scope of service, and letter D. CPA's approach to the service. My answer is letter C. Scope of services. Those are features that clearly stated in scope of services, the auditing, this attestation, and assurance. Number 19. Identify the following as financial audit or FA, compliance audit or CA, and operational audit as AO. The choices are a supervisor that carry out his assigned responsibility, a company tax return does not conform to income tax laws and regulations, letter a municipality financial statement correctly show actual cash receipts and disbursement, and a company's receiving department is inefficient. So that my answer is letter C. In a supervisor is not carrying out his assigned responsibilities, my answer is operational audit. And the second one is a company tax return does not conform to income tax laws and regulation. My answer is CA, the compliance audit. And next is a municipality financial statement correctly show actual cash receipts. My answer is FA, or the financial audit. And lastly, a company's receiving department is inefficient. My answer is OA, or operational audit. Number 20. The criteria of evaluating quantitative information vary. For example, in the audit of historical financial statement by the CPA's firms, the criteria are usually for A. Generally accepted auditing standard, letter B. Generally accepted accounting principles, letter C. Regulations of the Internal Review Service, letter D. Regulations of the Security and Exchange Commission. My answer is letter B. Generally accepted accounting principles. Number 20. Which of the following types of audit uses as its criteria laws and regulations? Choices are A. Operational audit, B. Compliance audit, letter C. Financial statement audit, letter D. Financial audit. My answer is letter B. The compliance audit. Number 22. An operational audit is designed to letter A. Assess the efficiency. My answer is letter A. Assess the efficiency and effectiveness of management operating procedures. That was the goal of operational audit, to assess the efficiency and effectiveness of the management. 3. A review of any part of organizations, procedures, and methods for the purpose of evaluating efficiency and effectiveness is classified as A. Audit of financial statement, B. Compliance audit, letter C. Operational audit, letter D. Production audit. My answer is letter C. The operational audit. Because in operational audit there should be efficiency and effectiveness. Wait, before which one of the following is more difficult to evaluate objectively? Letter A. Efficiency and effectiveness of operations. B. Compliance with the government regulations. Letter C. Presentation of financial statement in accordance with the general accepted accounting principles. Letter D. All of three of the above are equally difficult. My answer is letter A. The operational audit. The efficiency and effectiveness of operation. 25. Independent auditing can best be described as A. Branch of accounting. B. Discipline that attests to the result of accounting and other preparations data. C. Professional activity that measures and communicates financial and business data. Letter D. Regulatory function that prevents the issuance of improper financial information. My answer is letter B. The discipline that attests to the result of accounting and other operations and data. So that is the independent auditing that can be best described. Number 26. The financial statement audit. Our answer is letter B. It lends to the credibility to the financial statement. 27. Which of the following best describe the objective of an audit of financial statement? My answer is letter D. Express an opinion whether the financial statements are prepared. That is the best described in the objectives of audit of financial statement. Because in all material respect, it should be in accordance with an identified financial reporting framework. 28. Because an external auditor is paid a fee by the client company, he or she is letter B. It may be sufficiently independent to the conduct of an audit. 29. Which of the following is responsible for the entity financial statement? The answer is letter A. The entity management. Sila ang may responsibilidad para sa entity ng financial statement. So the entity of management. Last number 30. The best statement of responsibility of the auditor with respect to the audited financial statement is letter A or B. The auditor responsibility is confined to his expression of opinion about the audited financial statement. Why? Because the auditor should be aware of and consider the auditing interpretations applicable to his or her audit. If the auditor does not apply the auditing guidance included in an applicable auditing interpretation, the auditor should be prepared to explain how he or she complied with the provision of the auditing standard addressed by such auditing guidance.